Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Old Folks Boogie 2. Actually, the episode is, I guess these are titled My 15 Minutes. So each day, 15 minutes of whatever I want to talk about. It's still boggles my mind that I have this ability. But anyway, neither here nor there. It's an interesting day today. I think, yeah, I did talk to you. By the way, if anybody ever starts to follow this, 1, 2, 3 in a row, for as long as I put them out, um, this is a free form. I'm nothing scripted. I'm just talking off the top of my head, and I don't edit this. I just stick it in there and put it up there, and that's it. Start to finish, it's what you see. What you see is what you get. All that stuff. However, I do want to say that I do review this one time before I post it, and then I don't want to look at it again. I just want to review it to make sure that I'm not an idiot completely. Then I post it, and then whatever happens, happens. So, but what that lends, what the problem is that means that sometimes I don't remember what I talked about on the last, or whatever. It could, like if this goes on for months, and I don't remember what I was talking about 6 months previous. I can't remember what I'm talking about right now. What I was talking about 6 days previous to today. So, 6 hours? Huh. Who knows? It's hard when you're 70 to remember anything. It's especially things to do. Oh my God. I'm always forgetting things to do, especially for things that are supposed to be being done for my wife. But I'm always forgetting. I mean, but even for things for me that I want to, and I've never been a person to write things down. Oh my God, in my whole life, I didn't write things down in high school. I didn't write things down after I didn't write things down in the Army. I thought I could remember everything, but I couldn't. But I hated writing things down. Still hate it. I can and do when I have to, but it's not something I look forward to at all. So I don't. Truthfully, I just don't write things down. I don't make memory notes and all that stuff, and I don't put any strings on my fingers or anything to try and help. I just deal with it, and sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes, you'll be, that's right, I just remembered to do that. Oh, okay, so. But it's what happens when you get older. That's what I'm doing here, is documenting my decline in years as it goes on. Let's see, so I started at 70 years old on January 1st of this year, just a couple days ago, and we'll see where it goes from this point. I was thinking today, everybody's talking about solutions. Oh, and by the way, hey, a big hands-on clap. And I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but, hands-on clap. Hope he killed that guy big time. And it's not some sort of, I hope that general guy's dead. I mean, good job. Military, good job, Mr. President. Really. I'm not a fan of Mr. President, but in this instance, more power. Terrorists need to be dealt with, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's also part of the way of the world, really. Terrorism, it's just different forms of, waging war, which we've been doing as a human race for thousands of years. It's unbelievable. We don't seem to be able to stop. So, we live with what we have to live with, I guess. Luckily, I am within the secure borders of the USA. Truthfully, that's, I mean, to reach me personally for somebody like the Ayatollah of Iran or anybody to reach me personally and have an impact on my life be pretty tough, I think. I don't want to look at it as a challenge for anybody, so please don't. But I feel pretty safe here in the U.S. and I hopefully not antagonize anybody enough to want to lob a nuclear weapon at me. There's a lot of people, that do need to have some nuclear weapons lobbed at them, but I'm not worth the aggravation, I'm sure. So, but anyway, I was off on something else there. But I just wanted to congratulate Donald Trump, Mr. President, our president. That is a smooth move. I wish others had taken that tack when things were presented to them, years ago, long before you were president. But thank goodness it's anyway. Off on that. The other thing is now, every politician out there is wanting to be president, except for on the Democratic side, got a lot of those. And on the Republican side, nobody except Mr. Trump. But if Mr. Trump or anybody wants to become the next president of the United States, here is the two-step process for doing that. And Mr. Trump, you're already in power, so you can go ahead and implement, I think, these next steps. The first thing to do is take marijuana off the Schedule 1 drug list and legalize it across the board, across all state boundaries, legalize commerce, legalize, certainly regulate it. Don't get me wrong, regulate it, tax the hell out of it, make money on it. This country could make a fortune from the number of people that want to smoke pot or do CBD oil or whatever it is. Just legalize this stuff. I am a pot smoker. I have my medical marijuana card in the state of Pennsylvania, and it's, believe me, it saved my life over the last couple of years. I was pretty ill, and but there was other drugs involved too. But I credit pot a lot. But anyway, have somebody just legalize it. That's all. Just make the step and legalize the stuff. Tax it, regulate it, take it out of the state's hands, put it into the money coffers that we know that can be dealt with. Get people to make money off of it. That's what we need. We need money, and we need tax revenue from that income. And the only way to do it is to have some new base. You can't take it from me anymore. I don't have any left to give. But that's the start. That's one. That's the step one. Step two, and this is going to have to be done. We're going to have to conscript every single person at the age of 18 and keep them in service to America for 2 years. We're going to have to draft everybody. Are we the only place on earth where people don't have to answer to give something to their government for what we are getting back? I joined the Army when I was 17, not because of any patriotic effort on my part, but because it was the one place I could go as a high school dropout that would take me. The Navy, the Marines, all those guys, they wanted high school graduates. The Army is the only place that would take a high school dropout. So that's where I went, and I needed to get out of my environment. So that's where that was not patriotism. But what I am suggesting now is that everybody be taken in, not to the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, whatever they are. It doesn't have to be that. It could be all kinds of service jobs that this government needs to put in place. Something similar to the New Deal and the Depression era times. It's something drastic. Something needs to be done, but it's got to be done, and it's got to be. Everybody needs to make a 2-year commitment to this country. Everybody. I don't care. You born here, you immigrate here, whatever it is. When you turn 18, you are obligated for 2 years to give back. You could go out and dig a ditch. You can go out and rake a lawn, a lot of them. But for 2 years, you've got to do something, and the government will not pay you. You don't get paid by the government. You get a place to live, possibly food and shelter, and a little stipend maybe, but you don't get paid. This is your gift to your government, to your country, to the people that you could opt to go in the military and do your 2 years there. You could opt to go and do anything that's government related that you don't get paid a lot of money for. You know, you're giving up 2 years of your life. That's what I believe that everybody should have to do. Um, I didn't have to do it. I gave up 3 years of my life. But once I didn't have to at the time. I probably would have been drafted if I hadn't joined, I'm sure. But that scale of economy, the amount of hours that could be put into the labor force of very low cost for infrastructure improvement, for just doing things in a manual manner, that you know, just doing stuff. I mean, this country is in such dire need of infrastructure and improvements, and there's no money there for any of it. 2 years, every single. How many people? I don't even know yet. I thought about doing a little. Before I even started this video, I thought, oh, this would be a good subject. And I thought, well, I wonder how many people there are come of age every day, and how many people come of age 18 every day. How many 18-year-olds are born or turned every day? Whose birthday? How many 18-year-old birthdays? Did that come across okay? I guess I don't know. But I don't even have the faintest idea how many people we will be talking about. And it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, there's going to be cries for deferments and blah, 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 blah. And, oh, I shouldn't have to do that and I shouldn't. I don't care. Everybody should have to. Go look at other countries that do it. Just go look at Israel. I don't know where the exact, I don't know the exact policies that go into place in putting it together. I don't care. Somebody else will. And it needs to be done. The amount of money involved in this free labor is something that could lift us as a nation. Believe me. And it should go on forever. It shouldn't be just, now. It should be every single person for the rest of the time the United States is in existence should have to devote 2 years of their time to this country in some way or another. I don't care where, I don't care what they're doing, as long as it's something productive that, working in national forests, cleaning up after disasters, whatever it is, 2 years of it. Once you got your 2 years, and then, you can reward people too after that. You can figure out a way to help them earn their education and use that 2 years as a stepping off point there's ways of growing it as a learning experience as well. There are many, many jobs, say, that are out there, and somebody's going to do them, and somebody's going to learn from those jobs in those 2 years. So, I don't know all the answers, but that's a couple right there. Legalize pot and make everybody spend 2 years working for free for this country, and by golly, you'll turn things around. You'll really turn things around. Stop, mollycoddling, if the word, if that's I guess that's still a word. Everybody shouldn't have to. Everybody should have to work for this country. Nobody should be able to to escape that responsibility. I don't think. But I don't make the laws. That's just my take on it. I've been saying it for a long time. This isn't the first time I've called for that particular moment in time. Not at all. But am I the only one that thinks it's a good idea that every single person in this country should have to give something to the country just for getting the right to be here? It's just too much to believe that we couldn't do that. Anyway, time's running short again. My 15 minutes are just about up. Another day, another point to be made, I guess. I don't know. This is fun, though. Railing on a little bit and then watching the time count down. It's just got a few seconds left, so thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you like it. Good night.